Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Hopefully, my music starts coming through in the background. All right. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? Bitcoin. Bitcoin. What is you doing, girl? Um. So, just like really the basics here, guys. We took a local high up here around, what is that? 22.78 somewhere. Okay. We are short from this box, letting it come down and play out. Nice impulse wave to the downside to get our short started. Still holding short through all of this zone here. Doing a couple little interesting things. This is weekend volume here. I did say that we could short from this box for people that missed it. I didn't actually take this because I'm short from up here. So hopefully some of y'all took this short there. And once this impulse wave to the downside completed, started a corrective cycle, but that really was our internal for wave one. Now making wave two, which should be a WXY double correction. We shouldn't break this low. The surprise here, guys, is if we break this low right here, 18,519, then this WXY is invalid and we won't be shorting from this zone. Okay. Alternatively, if we break above this invalidation level, there's a chance that this is not actually a WXY and that we're actually going to be making an ABC to the upside. It would look something like this. Okay. So watch out, keep this orange invalidation level on this as well, please, because that is that's a move that will invalidate the structure. Okay. So just everyone be wary, be aware, know what's going on here, and how to identify all the things that we need to pay attention to over the next couple of days. I know everybody wants to hear like market direction and sentiment and all that stuff, and I just really don't have a crystal ball, guys. So what I'm looking at is the completion of the one here. Here, let me tighten this up just a little bit so it doesn't look so sloppy. Sorry. The completion of the one here, corrective sequence, which is a 3-wave sequence to the upside here, to make two, and then two should drop into a bigger wave three. And wave three could be even broken up into other wave threes, just like we're actually in the wave three, right? Like we're already in a wave three, guys. See? 2, 3, 2, 3, right? So 3 of 3 typically is pretty violent. 1 of 3 can be just as violent. So I'm really watching this zone right now because if we take a short from here, and I really do want people to take shorts from here, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to use a new technique where I don't make the screen move so much, and you guys can see specifically the numbers that I have. So what I would really like to see is people short from here with a stop loss above this invalidation level. Probably a stop loss of somewhere around 20,350, I would say, maybe 300. And then you guys are short from within this box here, just keeping an eye as this has an invalidation. Okay. That would be my recommendation anyways. So I don't think we're going to break this orange invalidation level. I think we continue to the upside here gently, a little bit of a Monday pop. And then once we get in the zone, we're going to start to fall. And more than likely, it's going to end up doing something like this. We'll come down, challenge some of these lows here, probably get a mediocre bounce, get everybody excited that we're not going to drop, and then they just drop the hammer, right? So they're going to challenge these lows, give it a bounce, and attack it again. And that's typically how this will play out. Okay. So just wanted to give everybody the 411 on Bitcoin. Ethereum's pretty similar. Not quite the same, but pretty similar. These are my thoughts on Ethereum right now. We're making a trek, so to speak, to the downside. Once again, we have an invalidation level in orange. These are the highs from the 17th. Of course, our big invalidation level is the high from the 11th. That's the X connector that we have in place. So the surprise is this is actually W. X is going to be way up here, and we have to slide this over like this, and then we would slide the big X connector way up here, which would make this an even bigger move to the down, but we don't have to get into all that right now. I foresee this type of move coming just based on the way the math is playing out. Okay. And then we're going to get a nice big pop coming out of this before we drop down again. Okay. And I'll chart the rest of this. I had to delete some of this stuff because the chart was getting really busy. But once we hit this zone, we should take some nice longs. And I know this is a dramatic change from my last charts, but this is just really what I'm seeing right now to the downside here. And I think we're going to challenge this low, but not quite break it. Okay. From this whole sequence right here. This is a 12-hour time frame, by the way. And as long as we hold this low, then we're going to hit, that's what this box is up here for. It was a guess, an educated guess. Okay. As long as we hold that low, bang, right? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Skiddly-dooba, right? You guys are like, what the fuck, Tex? What are you talking about? What are you doing? Why are you making these weird noises? For me, this will be the big short. This is a perfect 1.0 to 1.618 extension. I could take a 2x leverage position here with very large margin. It's a very safe trade. So I get excited for these. They don't show up often. They're not rare. They just take time to play out. I mean, if you look at the market as a whole, the market's been around for years, and there's been several of these. So it's not that it's like something that's rare. It's just a lot of guys want to day trade. They want to get stuck on that. I need to make money today stuff. And it's like, dude, if you just wait for these bigger moves to play out, you can catch entries that are so safe, and you can enter very large margin here. A lot of guys ask me about, well, why do you use, lower leverage as opposed to higher leverage? And it's the difference in the amount of margin that you trade with. Guys that have, 50 to $50,000, $50 to $50,000 accounts. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna really they'll take $500 at 100x, right? They'll take $500 at 50x and use cross margin and have a really far liquidation point, and they're gonna get the value out of the money that they risk, right? And that's a great way to trade. Guys make plenty of money. There's nothing wrong with it. But once you start getting into margin, that's six figures. You start to, number one, the exchanges don't let you put big amounts of money at 100x. The max is 5 or 10, depending on how much margin you actually use, right? But the other thing is it's very safe. The losses are if I hold on. I have very bad sinuses today, excuse me. If I were to enter a trade, here, let me show you. If I were to enter a trade here, right? Let's say I believe in the 236. Okay. My stop would be up there. And again, I'm not saying that this is a current trade. I'm just giving an idea to everybody. Okay. So this is a trade that I'm looking at, that I am hoping for. Yes, this is an 18% unleveraged move here. Okay. If you take this trade at 30x and you use that as a stop loss, I mean, 18% at 30x is a lot. You wouldn't be able to float that trade. Period. End of story. Now, obviously, once we got up here, we can dial this in a lot better, and we can say, okay, well, the Y leg is doing such and such, blah, 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 blah. Maybe we can dial in a short position to like here. But even at 6%, 5%, a 10, 15, 20x position, if it goes and hits stop loss, you're taking a major loss here, right? Like that's a big move from 2350 to 2500. It's a $150 move. If you have 10 ETH, that's $1,500 lost. Okay, I mean, just trying to give you guys an idea of why I like to use the lower leverage. Me personally, it's a personal preference. There's a method to the madness. It's not as simple as, oh, I just feel like going 5x and watching paint dry. No, it's how I trade. It's my style. So, I know plenty of big boys that trade the same way. They use very low leverage. They look for these big calculated moves like this. They much prefer to take their trades out of zones like this, whether it's long or short, than trying to play all the individual zones. So, on the 1 hour, I think we can snipe a short here, a low leverage, low margin short. I think we can snipe one here, get a really nice reaction from this box. This is our low, so probably, let's see, I need to fix my charts a little bit. Probably something like this. Okay. I would like to see us be able to take some longs down from the zone, but we'll see. Litecoin, today Litecoin is really simple. Litecoin is doing a WXY, I believe anyways. We should get a bounce above the low. And I'd like to try to long this. Been waiting for some of these longs to come up for a long time. So if we long here, we can use just past the low as a stop loss. It's a really small stop loss, right? It's a really good position. Bitcoin I thought was going to be doing something similar at one point, and I've kind of given up on. I think Bitcoin is just slowly dying, personally. ES, let's talk about ES for a minute. ES is really having a field day. This guy is just drop. We're not going to see much of this action coming up, but all of this sideways, I think, is what's going to give a lot of this here, which will allow Ethereum and Litecoin to see a nice return to the upside. Maybe even Bitcoin taking this. I think this is a bit aggressive, personally, at this point. I'm going to remove this back down a little bit farther. So, I see a lot of this action. Like I said, a little return to the upside, return to the upside, because we are going to have this in ES. Now, ES could potentially try to come back up and challenge this, even, but for now, I don't think we're going to get past this zone here. This is a pretty solid zone right here, if you ask me. Um, this is a big zone. So I think we created some massive resistance here. We bounced and they just tore straight through it. So we're going to see a lot of action underneath it. Bulls are going to try to push this back up, but I think the sell orders are going to be too heavy, and we're going to catch another drift to the downside down to this zone. I'm not going to chart past this on ES for now. Let's wait and see how this plays out. Remember, this trend line comes from way up top. This is a big major trend line, guys. I don't see anything happening here. So I will be looking for shorts on ES, maybe in a month or two once we get over this direction. For now, I'm not touching it. This is just going to be a lot of chop. I have no interest in playing the slop here for sure. Let's go talk about Palladium. Palladium opening a short position whenever we get up here. Really nice short position that we're going to have play out. Less than a 1% risk for a 7.5% gain. I like the RR. It's really good for me. I'll take it. It's 10 risk or reward. These are the plays that I like to see, that I like to take. So this is my short zone on Palladium. And my take profit is going to be basically, I would say, a full take profit. Here, you're going to want to take 50% at about 2036, just above this previous low. And then we'll do a full take profit at 1960. Okay. It's a nice zone. I like it. So this will be our trade. Let's actually tighten this up just a little bit so we have a realistic approach here. There you go. 7.16 risk to reward 9.52. So really feeling Palladium short. I like it a lot. Okay, let's talk about USDX. USDX is going gangbusters, dude. You see, I have all my impulses here, and you guys are like, "Well, you didn't say it was going to go this high, Tex." Well, I mean, it's I mean, this thing just like took off, dude. It's too many impulses within impulses here. I mean, here's the thing. Overall, I think we're going to, like I said, I've said this before. A little bit up into 114 more than likely. So probably just a little bit more. I mean, maybe this was 3, 4. Sorry, wife was texting me. 3 may have finished, or this wave may have finished here, and this could be 3, and we could be doing like one of these to here. Just there's just so many impulses within impulses here. It's hard to say. So, as far as this 4. I don't know that this 4 is going to really be that deep. I think we are going to, this is just so bullish, and it's gotten so crazy. So I'm going to move our bounce zone here for now. I really think that we're going to see even a little bit higher still out of all this. And it may happen sooner than we think. So, USDX is being ridiculously bullish. I mean, just ridiculously bullish. So, we'll see, guys. We'll see. I mean, there's a chance that we really even hit a higher upside than this. But for now, I'm going to leave this here. All these impulses within impulses, I don't really care about all this stuff, dude. We're just going to do basically this, right? I mean, like, that's basically what's going to happen. So I'm not going to sit here and try to chart every single little move. And, you know, I mean, we can even get rid of some of this stuff just to clean it up, you know. And this little drop to the downside today is why I think we're going to get some upside in cryptos. Oops. So, you know, that's what I think there. Okay. JPY. Well, I was a little, you know, the zone was right, just not in the right spot. See? We talked about this before. So, you know, interesting little diagram I put up here. I thought it would play out a little better, but regardless, you know, JPY decided to kind of play some of this stuff out. And really over the longer course of this, you know, this is actually going to be the top of yeah, there you go. So we're going to call 3 complete way up here. This 4 is not going to go quite as deep. This 4 should end somewhere right in here and then here. Very similar to our USDX play. Okay. So we'll have USDJPY. Good confirmations here that we're in the same direction, on the same track. Talk about oil. You know, oil, we're down in the zone. But like I said, I think we're going to get this deeper move, okay, down to the $68 range. So I'm still waiting on oil. This is a major demand zone, so we're going to get lots and lots of this. We'll get like these, and then it'll drop, and we'll get these large spikes, right? Large spikes. So it just, depending on when it decides to really move, you know, and this is not a tradable line, guys. Like, we're just waiting for our zone, okay? And we're going to pick up, every time it drops in here, we're going to pick up more position. But it's going to be very, very, very choppy, okay? So, that's what we have for this morning on oil. Wheat, you know, I mean, you guys have really heard me talk about wheat and promote wheat. I like wheat. You know, we took a 50%er here. We're kind of back at that 50% point. We probably should have just gone ahead and maybe closed up there. You know, I don't know. There's still a chance that we get a little bit more of this out of wheat. Oops. You know, there's a potential to see a 618 return here, especially if we consider something like this to be like, you know, an impulse, which it could be. There's a good chance that we may go ahead and close full position here, and then wait for the drop. We may even decide to short it, but shorting is pretty dangerous considering we're in these demand zones. So I think what I'm going to do is just leave this for now. I mean, we've taken some longs from within here, and I'm going to let this ride down to here, and we'll catch some longs from down here as well. Took 50% profit, stop loss at entry. If we get stopped out, great. We'll just buy more down in this zone. Okay, I'm not going to short this. That's why it's a white box, not a red box. I have no interest in shorting into a demand zone. It's pretty risky. Okay, so that's it for the day, boys. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up on the markets. I hope this was helpful for everybody. Appreciate y'all checking out the videos. Sorry for last week, but we've had animals at the fair and doing things, and trying to get my livestock up and ready. So, anyways, that's what I got for now, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace, love, chicken grease.